Okay, so the tire in question that we'll be installing today is a Shinko 805 Adventure tire. Okay, it is it's a 130/80/17. Okay, trusty Shinko, and it's not a brand new one. It's a kind of been used one. Okay, but it's still got plenty of meat on it. I cracked the wheel, so I'm putting a tire on something else. Okay. I'm getting ready to go for an adventure ride. So this wheel does have a rim lock on it, and we're using a ultra. Is that ultra heavy duty? I think that is ultra heavy duty tube. So I made this tire install as difficult as possible. Also, I'd like to point out I didn't leave the tire out in the sun, so the tires, I didn't soften it up at all. Okay, I'm trying to make this hard on me, and I'll tell you, it's about like 80 degrees right now in this garage. So if we open the garage, it will probably be even warmer, but I'm trying to keep the cool air in here. So I mean, whatever the temperature it is in here is what we'll be installing. So it's not freezing. Okay, so if it's freezing, yeah, it would be a lot harder because the rubber is going to be a lot harder. Okay, if it's warmer, the tire will be softer, but it's not hot. Okay, so if it's hot, it's going to be a lot softer, so a lot easier to install. But so there you go. I did whatever I could to make it more difficult to install. So it's got a rim lock. I didn't heat the tire up. The temperature is warm right now. Okay, and then what we'll be using is a Tusk tire stand here. Okay, lovely Tusk tire stand, and these tire irons. We're gonna spoon them on, is what they call it, right? Spooning them all. Hazelmega doesn't have a tire changing machine, so this is my tire changing machine. Okay. So we'll see how hard it is to install this. And then I've got a flat tire to repair on this bike later. There's a nail in it. Dadgummit, freaking picking up nails all over the place. And I got another tire to install right here. I probably won't get to it tonight though. We'll just do that one. So okay, so that's the plan. So let's hop to it. All right, here's me go. Okay, Hazelmega here, and we're gonna go install this tire. Okay, so first we got to figure out what direction to install it in, and then we'll use the paste and everything. So Hazelmega is just gonna kind of speed this up. I'm gonna speed this up to the point where where we have to actually use the paste. Okay, because that's the purpose of this video, is to install the paste. Hazelmega is actually a somewhat accomplished tire installer. Okay, on like dual sports and dirt bikes and stuff. I'm all right. I can I got the right tools and stuff, and that's what makes it easy, especially this tire changing stand. Okay, so what I think I'm going to want to do is I want to install it with the rotor side up, so we got something to hold the spoons. Okay. And then we're going to go install the tire, the first part of the tire. So we're going to be using it right now. We're going to be using the lube right now. So, but I have to figure out, this has to spin the other direction because the tire arrow is going this way, okay? And the rotor's on the right side of my DR, okay? So it's got to go on, boom, like that, okay? Okay, so what I like to do before I install a tire is I like to put some baby powder in it. The baby powder lets everything kind of slip and slide in there a little more, so you didn't get any chafing going on, okay? It makes it hard to get pinch flats. It kind of makes it messed up. Okay. I got some baby powder in there. It's probably just going to wind up making another paste. Alright, okay, so what we're going to do is, it's got to be installed this way, so what I'm going to do is try to press the tire on, and most of the time it's not too hard to do that. It's dependent on the tire how hard it is, okay? So what we got to do is flip this bad boy over, okay? And then we're going to lube up the bead, okay? Okay, here we go. So we're going to go try to install this tire. So this is the side that's got to be installed first, so that's why I flipped it over so we can start putting the paste on there, okay? So if you guys are wondering what it looks like, I don't know what it looks like. It's some kind of like orange goop is what it is. Okay, get some light in there. It looks kind of like Jello, sorta. It's kind of like a Jello that you put on your tire. Okay, so I'm just gonna dab. I'm just gonna stick my finger in it and then lube her up. Okay. Probably a good idea to get some kind of brush or something, or like a sponge. A sponge would help. Just kind of dip the sponge in there, or like a paintbrush. I don't know. But Hades Mega's just going to use his fingers. Okay. I'm going to put lube all over the bead. It's pretty slippery, I'll tell you that. Okay, so hopefully this stuff doesn't dry up too fast, okay? That's, so we get enough time to work with the tire, is what I'm going to say, okay? Let me get a rag too. I'm just going to set that aside. Right, supposedly this stuff is supposed to be non-toxic. You can get it on your skin without, you know, worry about getting sick, you know? Okay, so here we go. So what I like to do is install the, put the rim lock part in first, okay? So I'm going to stick the rim lock out, stick it in there, okay? And then here we go. I may need to use a tool to get it. I don't think it's going to be so easy, dude. Oh yeah, no, look at that. It's just sliding right on there. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to use some kind of tool. But it's I can feel it. It's working. It's slipping in there. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to use some kind of tool. So I'm gonna go get Mr. Tire Iron here. And spoon the rest of it. And these are my dirt wheels, so I don't mind if they get all scratched up. Wow, it sure does leave a lot of paste all over the wheel, though. I don't know, Haze Mega might be a little rusty. Okay. You got it. Boom, okay. Whew. Alright, I have to say, that was a little difficult. The paste might have helped a little bit, man, but not a whole lot. Okay, so the next thing to do is to put the tube in. Alright, so I'm going to get the tube in there. I'm just going to speed this part of the video up, okay? And it's a heavy duty tube, so it's not going to be easy to install. I'm not going to lie, dude. It's going to be very difficult. Okay, here we go. Here's your favorite part. It's the spooning part. So we'll get our tire lube. Put it up on there. I've heard if you put some kind of tire lubricant on your tire, it may make your tires spin on the rim. So I don't know. But this stuff is supposed to dry up after a while. So. Okay. I don't know. Not gonna lie, it's kind of messy. maybe the spray bottle would be better. We'll try to make a spray bottle for a different tire. We want to try it as a paste this time. Okay, so hopefully I got it all in there. I'm not gonna put air in it because it's like a heavy duty tube, so it holds its shape really well. Generally, I'll put a little bit of air in there to keep me from pinching the tube. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Over here. Okay, let's get this party started. I'll tell you this, one thing it does is it makes it easier to slide the tire spoons in there. Sure does. It lets everything kind of slip in there a little more. Okay, so holy crap, that was it. Yeah, it does. Super slippy. Okay. Wow. So I'll tell you this, the other side was pretty hard to put on, but this side looks like it's not putting up much fight. Another good thing about this paste is it's really slippery, so it'll keep you from pinching the tube a little bit. It'll just, instead of like pinching the tube, it'll just kind of slip, you know, instead of bite into the tube. Okay, about here it's going to start getting hard though. So far so good though. This tire is behaving itself. It probably helps keep the tire in there. I'm not sure, but keeps the tire off of the drop center. Okay, so this one. It does wanna come off a little easier though, I've noticed. You good to have a bead buddy or something? I do have a bead buddy. But what we're going to use is our bead pros to help keep it off the drop center. Probably go right here. That'll help keep it off. And away we go. can't help but feel you kind of have to use 2 tire irons now, because you have to have one on the other side to keep it from the thing, you know? Yeah. That's what I'm noticing. It's like we need 2 tire irons now, because this one always wants to come out. Or 3 tire irons for that matter. See, it just wants to pop out all the time. So maybe it would be a good idea not to use it on the whole tire. Just use it on the part that you need to get in, okay? But hey, we've pretty much got it all the way in already. But see, the tire keeps on wanting to slip off the rim. That's kind of it's kind of like, what the hell? I feel like we need 3 tire irons. Come on. Do is use this to keep it from popping out. Okay. Scratching the crap out of my wheel. Just keep these in here to keep it from popping out. I've never had this problem where it just wants to pop out all the time. When you spoon one on, it spoons the other side off. I mean, it slips off the other side. I've never had that happen before. I don't know what to do. I've never had that problem where like it won't thing, you know? What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this in here so it doesn't come out, you know. Okay. Just use 3 tires. Oh, see? Oh, what the heck? Maybe it's just a good idea to just take one big bite. Just take a really big bite with 2 tire irons. Okay? And then try to kind of force it to pop itself on. It's so slippery that it just might do that, you know? You need to push you also need to push the rim lock out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is flip the tire this way so we can work on it. So I got a lever for the I don't know. Somebody doesn't know what to do. It's the first time I use this stuff. Okay, it's behaving itself now. Might be able to slip it on. No, we need one bite. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think we might be able to slip it on now, but we have to move the rim lock up. Where's my other one? Where you at, buddy? I had another one. I had a really big one. Oh, it's right here. I don't know. I can't get that rim lock up. Pretty sure we could just press the rest of it on there. Okay, there we go. It's moving now. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Now we just need to press on it, and it should just go in. Come on. There we go. Boom. Got it. Woo! Okay. It was tricky. I'll tell you that. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna peel the bead off a little bit, peel the tire off a little bit, and make sure I didn't pinch the tube. Okay, so Hayesmega's not gonna lie, he made a little boo-boo. I left 2 nuts on the valve stem, and I was wondering why it's not going out all the way. It's because the freaking nut. I think I might have to do this. That's why Hayesmega couldn't find the nut. I was like, oh, so I just grabbed another nut lying around, man. So I gotta kind of do this over again. Okay, so Hayesmega's gonna take it out. I'm gonna remove it, and I gotta redo the valve stem. So. Or if I can pull enough of the valve stem out of it. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just do it again. Come on, Hayesmega's gonna get some tire practice today. Okay, so I was wondering why the hell doesn't this valve stem come out all the way? It's because I had 2 nuts. You're supposed to have a nut on the valve stem, and then you're supposed to have one on the outside. I had 2 in the inside. Okay, so that's one. So guess what? We get to try this again. So I still got the paste on there from last time. It looks like it's dried up a little bit. Hopefully it'll still be easy to install. Let's try it one more time. Okay. We're gonna start this way. We'll start the valve stem. We need 3 tire irons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this one on here so it doesn't come off. In fact, let's leave this one on here. This one does a better job of keeping it on there. Okay, and then we're just going to spoon this way. Okay, and I'm going to hold it down, keep on spooning. Oops. So annoying. Okay, this is the part where 2 tire irons really come in handy. Okay. Wow, almost. Nice. Alright, that's pretty much it, man. That's what we gotta do. Just make sure the other side doesn't pop up. And we need to make sure we go press that. Rim lock. Come on, come on. There we go. Boom. Damn, you see that? The second round. Dude, that was hella easy. Yeah, this stuff works really good. Okay. So I feel that the valve stem. Anyway, so let's see how easily the bead seats on this. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to get DR tires seat properly on the rim. But I think it should be really easy because we lube both sides up. All right, so here goes. Should probably put my safety glasses on. So one of the good things about the paste is I don't think it's going to go flying when the bead pops. Okay. I've had that happen to me before with the Windex. If I spray a lot on there, it pops and it gets in my eyes. Just shoots Windex all over the place. So I'm gonna inflate and deflate it a bunch of times. I actually forgot to check the temperature. Boom. Easily. Okay, looks like a good tire install, sorta. The valve stem's a little bit crooked. That's okay. I think it'll be fine. I've never had problems ripping valve stems on the DR even with its monster torque. Okay. So there we go. The bead seated nicely on this side. Let's flip it over to the other side. And it looks like the bead seated nicely on this side as well. Okay. I hope I installed it right. Let me double check. Yeah, we did. Okay, there we go. So that was installing the Shinko 805. That's a kind of like a demonstration with the No-Mar Tyre lube with the Shinko 805. I kind of screwed up and I had to do it twice, but that was a good way. That was a good practice. I'm not gonna lie. So the second time around, it was easier. I knew it was really. So one thing I noticed that was different than normal is the tire bead. It wanted to creep off of the rim. Okay, so since it's since it's a lot more it's easier to install a tire, but it's also easy for the tire to come off too. Okay, if you know what I mean. It kept on like when I spoon one side would like kind of come off. So you kind of have to do it with 2 spoons at the same time, like that, boom, and then you have to make sure you hold it down to keep it from coming out, and then work it that way. It did not want to cooperate very much last time. In my opinion, the next time I try this, try to install this, install a tire, is I will only lube half of the tire. I'll put half on, and then when I feel like, hey, you know, I'm having a little trouble now, I'm gonna start. I'll start lubing it up. But that was an example of like me doing the whole tire. Okay, I lubed everything. I lubed this side. I lubed the other side. So there's lube all over the beads. It did. In my opinion, I think if you figure out how to work with it, it's easier. Okay, definitely. And with the tire machine, it would be even easier. You know. So yeah. Yeah, that worked pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. Definitely, I had to modify my technique because okay, yeah. So I had to modify my technique to installing the tire a little bit. I had to. Generally I'll put the 2 in here, and then I'll get a third one, you know, and then when it kind of stays inside there, I'll start walking it on both sides at a time like this. I'll go like that. I feel with tire paste, it's so slippery. You can use 2 tire irons at once to do it. So, provided this part stays in, like this side's inside already, I would use 2 tire irons. I would use one here and one here, and then like maybe lever one on, you know, and then keep one here so this side doesn't pop out anymore, and then do that one. Because once you get, I felt that once I got one side on, and the other side wanted to cooperate, and it just kind of slips into place, okay? And then you just kind of walk your way to the other side. And it was you saw the second time around that I did it. It was really easy. I did it like within like 5 minutes. I wasn't struggling or sweating at all. The first time I was trying to figure out what's going on. Like it's going on, and then when I spoon on the tire, it pops off on the other side. It's like, what do I do? I've never seen it do that before. Yeah, because it's so slippery, it just wants to pop off on the other side. So you gotta do your best to keep it on the other side when you're spooning the other side. Okay. So that's the biggest tip I've got for installing it with the No-Mar tire paste, is to use 2 tire irons, or do whatever you can to keep the other side from popping up, and then work your way on it. It was really easy the second time around. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, okay, I figured the technique out. It also makes it easier to pop the tire onto the rim. That last 90% where you got to push it. Well, you can just get the 2 tire irons and just crank on it, and then it'll just walk its way on there. So it makes it a lot easier. In my opinion, it's easier than with the Windex, but like I said, you have to modify your technique a little bit to installing it. At least I did, you know. But yeah, it worked really good. So I'm gonna try to make a tire spray. Okay, like it mentioned, put 2 tablespoons inside a bottle, a spray bottle, and then put warm water, and then shake it up until it dissolves, and then you got a tire spray. So the way we use it is we use this as a paste, and we just pasted it, applied it with my hand onto the bead. Okay, and I did the whole bead on both sides. And I want to mention that when we aired the tire up, we had 0 problems with the bead sitting. So it does help set the bead. Okay. Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble trying to install the bead on some, even on this one, the Shinko 805. Sometimes it doesn't seat, and you gotta either ride it or just put like a lot of air, like 70 psi in it. That's what I did. I put a lot of air in it, but I didn't see it, struggle to like pop the bead out. It just slipped into place. No drama, no pop, no loud bang, and the good thing is it's not a spray, it's not a water, so if it does pop, it doesn't get in your eyes. I've had that happen before, where I spray Windex on it and I'm trying to seat the bead, and then it pops, and then boom, it just goes into your eyes. That's why I said we better wear your safety glasses. You don't know what's gonna happen. So that's what That's what I made sure to do. So okay, that was the Shinko 805 on a DR650 stock DR650 17-inch wheel. That's a 130/80/17. It's a tubeless type tire also, by the way, so it's a little harder to install. It's a little stiffer, but I've been using this tire for a while, and I highly recommend it. It's a great adventure bike tire. It's good all-around tire. Okay, yeah. So that's all I got to say. So look forward to the next part of the video. I'm gonna repair a flat tire, and then we're gonna try it on a skinnier 17-inch rim. Okay, and then we'll see how that works out. And then we're gonna have a third part where we install a front tire on my Supermoto, and then we're gonna use the tire spray. Okay, I'm gonna whip up a batch of that No-Mar Tyre spray using the paste, and then we'll give it a whirl, and we'll see how the tire spray works. So I'd imagine it'd be the same thing, but it's kind of like working with the Windex spray bottle. You just spray it on there, and then it should be less messy if it's a spray. But then you probably have to worry about, when the bead pops, you better make sure you don't look at it, or else you'll get that stuff in your eyes. So, and for the most part, it does feel nasty when you're putting it on. But not gonna lie, it feels kind of all greasy and stuff. But it's supposed to be like water based. It's supposed to evaporate, like it'll naturally dry after like a day or something. So yeah, I have heard if you do put a lube on the bead, that the rim may spin on the tire more, and you definitely don't want to do that with a tube type tire because it'll rip the valve stem off. But I have a rim lock. I don't think that's gonna happen. And like I mentioned, the No-Mar tire paste is supposed to dry up after a day or something. It dries up when it dries up. But I had it on there for about half an hour, and it didn't really dry up. You could still kind of use it, So it's not like Windex, where the Windex after a while it evaporates and it dries up. You get a lot of time to work with it, is what I'm gonna say. If you need a lot of time to work with the tire, it won't dry up. You don't have to constantly keep on spraying it. That's what I have to do with the Windex. The Windex will it'll dry up eventually. Like I had enough time to install the tire freaking twice, and seat the bead. So it was still on there enough where it would seat the bead too. So it definitely makes installing a tire much easier, even if you're not using a tire machine. If you're just using tire spoons, it works a treat, man. I like it. So I should have bought it sooner. $15, $17 for this bottle, and I think it's gonna last me a long time. We'll see how long it lasts. This is like a tire shop size, okay? I'm in a motorcycle shop size bottle, okay? I bet you they probably go through this stuff a lot, but yeah, I've never used an actual lubricant for mounting tires, so that's the first time, and I think it's worth it. I struggled a little bit in the beginning, but I was trying to figure out how to use it, and I think now that I know how it works, it'll be a lot easier. So. Okay, I hope that was an informative and entertaining video for you guys. Check out the second part. We'll try it on a different tire. So that's the reason I bought it. I was gonna install a bunch of tires, and I wanted to try it out. And I like it. The more tools you have, the more tools you have for installing a tire, the easier it makes. And it saves you a lot of money in the long run. And it's I kind of enjoy installing tires too. Sort of. It's it is. If you have a lot of time to burn, then it's okay, man. But like if you don't, then just take it to somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. But Ace Vega knows what he's doing. So all right, Ace Vega out. Thanks for watching.